right. Welcome to Gap and Jam, episode 291.
And what are we talking about today?
Right. Today, the topic is what makes a group of songs an album. And of course, does it even matter? It's probably a good follow-up question. But really, this episode piggybacks on Art Juice podcast. They're painters, so visual artists. And their question was, is it a series, a collection, or just one painting at a time? I'll link to their episode below, but that sparked us to thinking about what makes a group of songs an album. And so we came up with 5 things that maybe you can consider when trying to decide that.
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
All right. So the first one is only the artist knows. And it's kind of a feeling when you feel like a statement, like you've been working on a group of songs and you're like, ooh, but these seem like they go together. I know that's the way it is for us.
Yeah.
As a statement, a lot of times, especially early on, all the songs would go together as a statement. And more recently, it has been more genre based. Like, okay, I've recorded 30 songs in the span of time. 10 of them seem to be, funk songs. 10 of them seem to be world songs. And the rest, we're trying to figure out where they go.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I think a long time ago, I think we just probably used to do songs in various styles more. The way that they would come out would kind of come out that way, right? And so I do think in some ways it's maybe even a subconscious focused effort to keep things a little bit more physically aligned.
Okay.
Probably since like Caleb's Cafe, which was the acoustic thing.
Yes.
That I think there's been more of a concentration to keep things more in line as far as just
cohesive.
Yeah, cohesive in one style. So, but I do think that sometimes you get that feeling that these songs, and that sometimes that could be regardless of genre, are a collection that should be together.
Yes.
Like that there could be things like even with Obtanium Flow, there are songs that break outsid of the genre restriction.
The reggae / world.
Right. Out of genre, it doesn't quite align there, and so...
but it seems like it's part of the statement.
It seems like it's all part of it. Yeah, yes. that they all say they're part of this one statement.
Yeah.
Of songs. And so I do think that sometimes, and you get a feeling for what works with that statement.
Yeah.
And sometimes what doesn't work, Because
sometimes one of the other things, like you just said, it could be a conscious effort, like we have been doing more recently, but it may not end up so, but it may be something like a theme that you're going for.
Yeah.
It may be a genre you're going for, or it may be a lyrical idea.
Right. That should be the thing that kind of shapes things, right? Yeah. But then again, I think about even for us, sometimes it's like the title songs or the title of it happened a lot later.
Yes.
Like the songs were coming together.
Yeah.
And then it was sort of like, but we really didn't
have a focal song, that title track.
Right. We did, that title track wasn't there. Like Sugar Fit was written towards the end of the project.
Yeah.
But then it became what I guess epitomized the project, right? And it's the same thing here. It's sort of like, Lovely Mystic, Obtanium Flow was written towards the end of the whole thing coming together, but it kind of epitomizes all of it. So and it probably epitomizes all of it even more than some of the stuff that was written earlier.
And then I guess that goes back to the way I used to write essays in high school, which I'd write all of the body paragraphs, and then I'd figure out what the heck I just said, and then I would write the introduction.
And then how this stuff kind of comes. And higher up, deeper in, it was the same thing. It was like, later, that song comes about, and it's sort of like, but it was kind of, that song was written around the title. So the title kind of infused itself into the creative process. So, and that's kind of been, I think Caleb's Cafe may have been the same way.
Yeah.
The same type of Cecilia So Forth. I think it was the same way. It was sort of like there was this group of songs,
Mm-hmm.
and then Cecilia Soul Food was similar because Cecilia Soul Food, that's an earlier record that we did a long time ago.
You can always go to Bandcamp for the whole discography.
Right.
But anyway.
And it started off all acoustic.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And then it kind of, you know, so it's kind of got an acoustic side and it's got an electric side. So that, again, I think that was kind of compartmentalizing.
Way to group.
Yeah.
It's a group.
Things together.
And you guys probably don't remember a long time ago, or if you're a vinyl person, you probably know that a lot of times you group certain songs on one side, and if you're a cassette person, you know, one side and then the other side.
Right. Yeah. And that that came a way of almost really editing and putting together a group of songs, because then you could think about things as part of you know, as Act 1 and Act 2. Mm-hmm. You know, that you could almost kind of visualize it that way. Yeah. And this is the first act, and here's the second act, and this is how things should end, you know?
Yeah.
And I still think that way. And, you know,
even if and we're doing the waterfall method. I don't know if you heard a few episodes back. This is our first time really, truly doing it.
Right.
And so it makes the whole idea of the album seem weird. We're pushing toward the album release, but we are doing the singles first. So I know a lot of people be like, album, what's an album? You know, like, why would you do an album? It's like, we do mean these songs to go together, but we are doing the release one every month or every month and a half until we've exhausted what we think may be the quote unquote singles, and then we will put the entire album together.
Yeah. And that's always the tough part too, you know, it's kind of really picking singles. Yeah, to be honest with you. It's really a coin flip. So, you know, as to whether or not we're picking the right ones.
Right. But you guys can tell us when you hear the entire album, then you can always let us know, you know, which one should have been a single that wasn't a single.
Right.
The other idea that they mentioned in that Art Juice podcast was that your collection does not have to be bound by time. It could be done in a period of time, or it could be inspired by a period of time, or it may end up being grouped together later.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, that same way. I mean, these songs probably date back. There you go. They date back to at least 2020.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, the later songs, but then, like you said, we pull songs that we redid that are decades old.
Yeah.
There are a few of them that
I guess what I was thinking in terms of are like recording. That they're recordings that took place. You know, from 2020 on.
Yeah, because you guys know when you finish one album, you really just start another. Yeah. It's just you have to wait until it's time to put the next one out. Unless, again, people are doing things differently now, but that's kind of our frame of thinking.
Yeah.
You know, and then that way it feels like you've made something. It feels like something's complete. It feels like something is making a complete statement out in the world, and not just, you know, a whole bunch of random singles.
Yeah.
Even if that's the way it seems now.
Yeah, I mean, it might seem that way, but I even think even in the random singles, I still think that there's still a connection. I think between the singles that have been released, that you will be able to say that, oh wow, you know, this is all one frame of thought.
Yeah.
You know, that there is this link, you know, between them all.
Synergy.
Right. They all connect.
And so number 4, eventually you have to decide where to cut it off. Otherwise you'll never finish an album. Because like I said, you kind of, with us, we're always writing. So when one song is done, another one is in the germinate. You guys know on every week we do the song clip on the social media. A lot of those song clips come together, but when one song is done, there's another one that is brewing, or several that are brewing that we will begin to work on next. So you have to decide to cut it off somewhere.
Yeah, that's true. You do.
And then finally, some ideas will lead to ideas for the next album. And I think that's what happened with Obtainium Flow on the heels of Sugar Fit, because we kind of had that, what was the name of the song? Anything, and what was the other one that was, I even say, Faith in Me kind of had a little bit, I think it could have gone with this collection, because it was a little bit more of a laid back kind of island. I feel a little tinged island feel.
Okay.
So to me, that was the seed for this next one.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's true. And that you can see that there is there's a connection, and definitely a lot of Tony Webb stuff is probably of the afterglow of Sugarfoot.
Yeah. Talk about that Thrillsville.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, because actually that was coming together while we were still working on Sugarfoot.
There's always there are always songs being written, so it never stops.
Yeah.
All right. So you might want to think about those different ways, even if you don't do an album, but you're doing what you consider an artistic statement with the singles that you're doing. Because it's seasons, you go through seasons.
You do, yeah. I mean, and now you can do so many different things, as far as releasing stuff. Yeah. So it's really kind of up to the artist how you want to do stuff, which is great. I mean, that's a good thing. I mean, sometimes too you can be overwhelmed by choices.
Yeah.
The fact that you now you can make all these choices. Now you can do these things. And I just say you got to just let things speak to you. So at some point in time, I feel like there's something in me that says, okay, it's done.
Yes.
And
it is finished.
There's a certain release that I get, whether it's with a mix, whether it's with, a song, kind of knowing, okay, I've put enough parts on there.
Yeah.
But, and until I get that
feeling
release, right? I just can't let it go.
Yeah.
And
set it out.
Right. But so far I haven't been one of those type of situations where, I've been.
You never had the 10-year album.
No.
Never had the thing where it's taking 10 years to finish the album.
Right, and you'll find other people do it. But then again, part of it's probably because I haven't had the success of like a Dr. Dre or Kanye West or something like that. Where you're trying to come back with this masterpiece, where you're trying to meet these, or a Stevie Wonder or whatever, I mean, so I can't relate to that.
Yeah.
So we do have the advantage of low expectations. So I mean that's always.
Yeah, really.
You can't disappoint when the expectations are low.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's just is it.
It's one way of keeping a sunny disposition.
Right, because
it stays level.
Right. Because it's sort of like you do what you do.
Right.
And when certain things click, they click.
Right. We've been saying that if you watch the thick skin one, that sometimes that we're so used to apathy a lot of times that it doesn't, it bothers you, but it doesn't bother you so much because we're enjoying what we're doing.
Yeah, you got to make sure you enjoy it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say it doesn't bother, but I'm just saying
it's not going to stop us.
Right.
And it's not going to make us so frustrated that we turn bitter.
Yeah.
Again, the whole thing is to keep the joy and to find the joy. You're only on this planet for so many years. What's the point? When you know that there are going to be issues no matter what you're doing. So.
And plus, you're in a special. To me, you're still this special conduit to the universe.
Yes.
That allows you to write songs.
Yes.
Now, whether or not there's songs that connect to millions of people or songs that connect to one person.
Right. Yes.
I'm saying that you still enjoy being one of the few people who do that. Yes. Everybody doesn't write songs.
No.
Everybody doesn't have songs that come to them. Everybody doesn't, just have this flow of creativity.
Yeah.
So sometimes you kind of have to say, at the end of the day, I'm just thankful to be one of the ones that have this. Because when you hear whether it's Ed Sheeran or somebody down the block, they all kind of say the same thing. I don't know where these songs come from.
Yeah.
I don't know how this happens. I know that whether I'm doing, like an Ed Sheeran who's entertaining millions and millions of people, that they just feel like regardless if it was millions or one, I'm still going to be writing songs.
Yes.
So that part I know I'm going to do regardless.
Yeah.
And so that's the thing is that, so if I'm going to be doing it, I might as well put it out there.
Yeah.
And if people enjoy it, that's incredible.
Right.
That's
amazing. It is.
If they don't, that's okay because you got to do what
you fulfilled your what you feel like your purpose is.
What the universe has used you for, you've done it.
Yes. Yes. So. All right. What about you guys? Well, how do you decide when a set of songs completes a statement and makes an album, quote unquote?
Right.
Let us know. Drop it in the comments below.
Comments below, please. Just do the comments. Again, not trying to get you to shake up YouTube or anything like that. For us, really, let's have a conversation.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to say, just throw it in the comments. Look. Don't necessarily violate the terms and conditions. I can't help that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to, so
Right.
keep them within that.
Right.
But say what you got to say.
Yeah.
We want to hear it. So
Yeah.
good or bad, and then that's the same thing. Up or down with the thumb.
With the thumbs. Let
us know.
Yes.
Let us know what you're thinking.
Yeah.
And hey, that's what we want to see. So.
Yep. Obtainium Flow is flowing.
It is flowing. So we have the video for every heartbeat. It is circulating on YouTube. It's doing pretty well here on YouTube.
Yes.
We have a video for Funkalicious that's going on, but that's a different project.
That's Tony Webb.
Right.
We'll put the links below.
Obtainium Flow, you can also stream it. So whether it's YouTube, whether it is Spotify,
wherever your
Amazon,
favorite
wherever you want
streaming
to
platform.
Yeah, and the same thing with Funkalicious. You can stream that anywhere. And
live stream. June 30th, live stream, 7 p.m. We'll be premiering One Love off Obtainium Flow, and we'll be premiering the video.
Yeah, we'll be preparing the video at the same time. So that's something to look forward to.
Yes.
More in this whole world vibe.
Yes.
And I think, One Love was probably one of the first ones that really kind of signaled that we were going to do this kind of record. You know what I mean? That was like, whoa.
Yeah.
I think we might be on to something here, right? Because there were a couple of songs that followed that. So that song really was the kicker.
The catalyst.
Yeah, it was like, hey,
going down this road
I
here.
think we got something happening here.
Yeah,
so,
love it.
All right, y'all.
If you dig the vibe and you want to be a part of the tribe, be sure to
subscribe.
Wishing you love, peace, and
chicken grease.